am back. I am back, and you all know me. I'm into the performing arts also, big time. And I have two wonderful young people here to talk about a show that is coming up. And I have Mr. Donald Snipes. Good morning, Donald.
Good morning to you. Good morning.
And Lynette Patrick.
Good morning.
Good morning,
Thank
friends of the
you.
show, friends of the show.
Yes.
Let's give a little bit of background about these two young people first before we talk about what's coming up. Lynette, where'd you go to high school?
I went to Cass Tech, green and white.
I have so many. I have more people from Cass Tech
There
that
you
come
go.
on my show,
What's that saying?
but he went to Kool-Aid.
Yes, I'm a graduate of Detroit Cooley High. Definitely.
Kool-Aid High. Yes, 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 yes. And were you in any plays there?
You know what? No, actually, I was supposed to be in the performing arts curriculum, but somehow I was in science and arts, which was AP, advanced placement, everything. So I had to work extra, extra, extra hard.
Well, yeah, you did, but it could be hard in the performing arts, a different kind of difficult though.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
can be a different kind of difficult because people love it so much it doesn't seem
exactly,
like work. You know what I'm
exactly,
saying? So
exactly.
did you go off to school?
I went to Wayne State,
Okay.
which I went into electrical engineering.
Gee.
Really? And then I came out and I started doing hair. But I was also a dancer, and getting into acting was just a mistake. I went for an audition to dance, and they were auditioning actors. So they wanted me to read with an actor to audition, and they offered me the part. I said, I'm a dancer, I'm not an actor.
Well, everybody's an
So,
actor in their own way. Tell me your background, Donald.
After graduating from Cooley, I actually went into carpentry school. So,
Really?
yes, I'm a journeyman carpenter in
What do
commercial
you know how to
carpentry.
build? What
Yes, oh yes, definitely. I
do
used
you
to work
take on
for.
side jobs?
I actually still do some commercial carpentry work, family and friends sometime, but my passion is
Nice.
acting. I actually just, it's funny, my aunt this summer, she decided, oh, I want to put a new roof on my home, and I want to change the vinyl siding. And I said, okay, I guess I'll take care of that for you. But, after that, it was just like,
I
okay, wait a minute,
know,
let me
I
get back to
know, I
business.
know, I
But,
know.
but I worked so hard to finish carpentry school. It was 4 years, and then afterwards, I went and I got my residential builder's license. So I'm actually still a residential builder, and my license is current. I keep that stuff. I'm not letting it go. I work too hard to let it go. So, but outside of that, about 6 years ago, when the economy was just extremely horrible, a lot of my carpenter friends, they were just losing everything. And I was laid off for about 3 years. And at the time, someone had given me a book by Deepak Chopra called The Spontaneous Fulfillment of Desire. And in the book, um, it asks a lot of questions. If you're making decisions with your heart or soul or your ego slash mind.
Hmm.
And so, lo and behold, coincidentally, after I finished the book, someone called and said, "Hey, I have a room at the Dream Hotel that I'm not using, and if you want to go stay in it in New York, feel free." And so when I went to New York, I did not know it, but Deepak Chopra was part owner of the Dream Hotel.
Oh my goodness.
They're giving these free workshops in the basement, and someone said, if you had $100 million, what would you be doing with your life? And I said, oh, I would probably be acting. And they said, well, why aren't you? And I said, oh, I made up all these excuses. When I came home that year, I did 5 stage plays, and I was the lead in every last one of them. So,
Wait,
and I've
five
been doing it ever
plays.
since. So,
Five plays. So if you did the five plays, how did you go to an audition in the first place?
you
How'd you
know,
end up going to one?
believe it or not, when I came home from New York, someone called a friend of mine and said, you're not on any social media. We've been looking for you. We're getting ready to start a production up. Would you like to be a
What
part
was
of it?
that production?
Oh, what was that production? Um, he said, she said by Dennis Reed.
Okay.
yeah, I remember that.
He
I
said,
saw
she
it.
said by
That's
Dennis
the
Reed.
first time I
Yeah,
saw you. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. It was a long time ago, and again, since then I've just been delving deeper and deeper into film and TV. So
Wow. Wow. That is. tell us some of the film work you've done.
You know, when after I did stage for so long, I decided that I wanted to learn about film. So again, everyone's probably familiar with the huge incentives that the state of Michigan was
Used to have.
used
Yeah.
to. Correct. So what I did was I just decided any film that I could go on, I want to be a part of, whether that was being an extra, a production assistant, if I can go do some stunt work. When Detroit 187 was here, I had the opportunity to work on that. Hugh Jackman starred in a movie here called Real Steel. There was another movie called Vamps that they actually filmed down in Wayne State. And so, just recently, I just finished a independent film called The Teacher and the Student, and there was a woman who worked on that. She was actually one of the main producers for Fresh Prince of Bel-Air's Family Matters. Her name is Mary Ellen Jones. Great experience. But since then, Lynette and I actually were both on Because We're Men, two
Right.
seasons
I know.
Yes.
on my TV 20. And currently, I'm in the middle of filming my first pilot episode of a comedy sitcom that I created.
Oh, very good, very good. Well, right now we want to highlight what you're doing. What's the name of the play? I mean, I know the name of the play, but it's men's monologues. I'm trying to.
It's called Monologues of a Poet 3, Man's Law. Actually, this is the third
Is
installment.
it man's law or man law?
Man Law.
Okay.
Man Law.
That's what I
Man Law.
thought, yeah.
Actually, it's the third installment. She's written 3 so
Right.
far. The first one was Monologues of a Poet.
Say who she is. That's Dana.
Miss
Elam.
Dana Elam, brilliant writer. I cannot express that enough. She's so humble, and I'm so proud of her because now people are finally getting to know who she is.
Right, right.
And she's written all of these monologues. It's at least, 15?
Yeah.
15 monologues. And like I said, this is the third installment. The first one was women and the men that they love. Okay, the second one was Monologues of a Poet. 2, the women's explanation on why they were acting the way they were in these relationships with the men. And then Monologues of a Poet 3 is Man Law, which basically talks about all the secrets women need to know about men. And
Well, do the men tell the?
Listen, that's an interesting question. When Dana asked me to be a part of the show, I said, Dana, what is this about? And so I was reading the monologue that she sent to me, and it's called The Stripper, actually. Okay. And Dana, the way Dana described it to me was, she said, this is a monologue that I wrote about women who go to the strip club and how they feel and what they get from the men and what they get from the experience. So here it is for me. This is a monologue that I'm saying, but it's actually written from a female's perspective.
Oh,
And it's
okay.
very, very interesting.
Very interesting. We
Absolutely.
have a little clipping or commercial for it. Let's get ready to play that now.
Red Productions present The Monologues of a Poet 3, Man Law, a stage production full of love, war, faith, and finding peace in chaos. The journey begins Saturday, November 14th, 6 p.m. at YMCA Bowl Theater, with an encore show on Sunday, November 15th at 8 p.m. 1401 Broadway Street, Detroit, Michigan. Advance tickets are $20. Come experience the journey of a poet from struggle to sunshine. We'll see you Saturday, November 14th at 6 p.m. Tickets available at eventbrite.com. Search Monologues of a Poet or contact 248-429-9223.
They do. Wow. That should be interesting. I saw you.
Yes.
I saw you. And we have to mention Clifford.
Clifford L. Johnson.
Stay
He
Red
couldn't-
Yes.
Productions.
Stay Red, and he couldn't be here because he's out in L.A.
He's in L.A. He's the production coordinator of
Revival.
The Experience, starring Chaka Khan, Mally Music, which plays Jesus, Dawn Lewis, Michelle Williams.
Michelle
Yeah,
Williams,
so he's doing really, really, really big things. So
Right.
proud of him.
Right. I met him when he was in a play that Orna Jones wrote
Yeah.
a few years ago. Orna was one of my drama students. I have a lot of drama students who
Yes.
do
a lot of history through the city.
lot,
That's good.
lot
That's
of
good.
it, lot of it. But I met him and we talk about acting and stuff
Yes.
because he wanted to be so much better. I mean, he's good and he wanted to be better. I
Yes.
appreciate that about him,
Yes.
and he's a listener.
Yes.
And I appreciate that about him. So I definitely had to mention Clifford.
Yes,
You
he's
know,
skyrocketed, and he's awesome at what he does.
will he be back here for the production?
Yes, he will.
Oh,
Oh,
definitely.
excellent,
Yes, he will.
excellent.
Definitely.
And so, where's the production again?
It's at the YMC Bowl Theater inside
On Broadway.
on Broadway, 1401. Detroit, Michigan 48226. You can get tickets on Eventbrite if you search Monologues of a Poet. It's $20 in advance, 25 at the door.
That's really cheap to see a show, though.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like no excuse to see a good play. Yes.
Absolutely. It is
And,
awesome.
and definitely something that's abstract and something that's different. I mean, some fresh ideas and
I love that. Oh, God.
the interaction
Yes.
between the males and the females. The women actually usher in a lot of the monologues for the men, and it kind of sets the tone, and then the men kind of finish it with
Yes.
their perspective, but again,
refreshing.
written
It
by
really
a
is.
female. So
Wow, I have a show called the Sapphire Chronicles, which it's all women. Men are just kind of ornamentation. I mean, they walk
Right.
across the stage or something, but it's a real deep one that hopefully I'll do it in the next 2 years or
Yeah,
something.
just look
But,
me up. I'll audition.
yeah, I'll look you up. You know that. But I'm going to ask you all this question before we go, and I'll start with Lynette. Lynette, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
LA. Definitely in LA, shooting maybe a sitcom or something like that. I started out in theater. I did over 40 theater projects, and now I'm really getting into film. Film is just, I can just do whatever, and I'm a fool by nature. So any way that I can get in front of the camera is awesome. It's awesome. So LA, yeah.
Okay. What about you, Donald?
in 5 years, I enjoy acting, but I also enjoy the production side of things as well and being creative. And I feel like acting and just being creative, they kind of follow the same wavelength of energy. And so I definitely want to get on the side of things where I'm creating content, whether that be for television, film. I think that nowadays and you said it earlier, technology is really, really advanced to the point where we really don't have any excuses. You know, if you want to do something, you just have to go out there and do it. And with so many different mediums now that are vying for content, whether that be through internet, television, or some of the smaller networks, it really, really is endless possibilities out there.
They are, and especially if you're creative and you're not going down the same old road.
Exactly. Right.
You know, people got excited about
The incentives,
Yeah.
yeah.
well, the incentives, but I'm talking about television. Would you like to do television?
Definitely. Yeah. You know,
Okay.
here's my deal. I've learned, I told somebody when I was a carpenter, I went to work every day, got my paycheck. Okay, and the only day I felt happy was when I got that direct deposit slip. But when I decided to become an actor, I did not realize the amount of faith and determination,
Yes.
self-discipline, and again, you said it earlier. Everyone think, oh, this is easy.
No,
You know,
it's not.
oftentimes people see the finished product, but they don't actually experience the process.
Right.
And that process is a long, hard, tough process
And
for
a
us.
sacrificing
Definitely.
process.
Yes, it is.
Very, very much so. And it's something where well, for me, my heart is always there. I'm always doing something
Yeah.
because since I retired, I've done 3 short films. Just getting that time, I got to carve it out to do that right now. Like I say I'm in the midst of writing a play. You just can't stay away from it.
Exactly.
Definitely.
And I appreciate you too. And it's called the
Monologues of a Poet.
Part
Three.
three.
Part 3.
Man Law.
Man law. I want to see what law man has. No, I'm just kidding. I thank you all for coming
Thank
so
you.
much.
I appreciate it.
Oh,
Thank you. Appreciate
and
it
I
very much.
look forward to seeing big things.
Thank you
Ladies
so
and
much.
gentlemen, we'll be back in just a few minutes with Table Talk.